Hello everyone. I wanted to make a video of me drawing for my patrons. I'm just drawing it in this really terrible, well, I don't like wire-bound sketchbooks. If you do like pencil drawings or anything that could be smudged by it moving around like this, it's not good. But it's easy, it's good because I can just tear the pages out, which is what I'm gonna do for it anyways. It's a Stillman and Burns sketchbook. I think Delta series. This is the first one, just some sad guys. This one's epic, a gamer. It was supposed to be upside down, but it actually looks better right side up, I feel like. But you can do whatever you want. And I have this cool gold pen. I think it's running out of ink. Pen Touch Calligrapher. Gold. A dragon classic. Excellent. Some flowers. Strange. This one's a little strange. This one's kind of ugly. I won't say any more about it. This one's weird. They're all kind of weird this month. It's not coming to me as naturally, but I like them still. And now I have this. But first, I want to show you guys this cool thing I got. For next month, I have this book. It's like a watercolor book. So like the pages are pretty thick. But then the other side's a postcard. It's like you make your own postcards. So I thought next month for my patrons, I'd put them on this paper. I'll try and find what it's called. I always write little tiny notes for my mini original patrons. And I got these Post-its with the little aliens. And then I also got this one. That is so cute. I don't know, I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. But, you know, anyways, before we get into that, like, what should I do here? I was drawing these little cranes. I got this origami paper that's beetles. I was like, sure, I'll draw a crane or two or three. I kind of want it to be a little more... Maybe we'll go over it again. Because I don't want the lines to be so dark, you know? It needs more contrast. And this isn't really doing what I want. But it was bad being orange anyways. Ugh, that's gonna have to do, right? This one. And then what? And this is what happens every single time I do these. Like, my heart just wants to go around these, right? But I like the orange background too. And what color? Just black? That's kind of boring. I think black. Yeah. Okay, and also while I was doing this, I wanted to answer questions. Well, first of all, someone asked like an intrusive question that was like, really, you shouldn't ask if you don't know me personally. And then they asked me like, well, not the same person. Someone else asked like, are you in an art block? And how do you get out of it? And this one was like, how do I grow my Instagram? And like all this stuff that was in like Instagram's like not slang lately. And then like asking the question I didn't want to answer and then seeing those questions after, I was like, this is not vibe, guys. And then I was like a little sad that day. But yeah, that's a little story for you. So just like, I just won't answer those. Okay, someone asked, how do you choose the colors you use? They're so spicy and like, wow. And that's an appropriate question because I'm doing it right now. In a traditional sense like this, the colors that you have are limited depending on what you have. With the poscas, I really like the warmer colors. Both times I sort of work, both digitally and traditionally, I work in a color palette. Because I just choose colors that I like, and I like the colors that I like don't change. I think all of them look really nice together. And I don't really know, I don't even really honestly, and when I'm drawing digitally, I don't know how it happens. Maybe I'm inspired by an artwork I've seen. I like the color palette of that, maybe the reference that I'm using. But it's never, I don't think it's really planned. I think what happens typically is the way I color And I use colors that I like a lot, which is a lot of blues and pinks and oranges and purples. And then they usually won't look good together, but then I like to make like a layer on top of everything at some point during the drawing. And I make it, I don't know, you can make it any color. And then you change the blending mode and the transparency or the opacity of the layer, and you just have fun, and like it makes it all weird. I really like darken, like whatever darken does to an image. If you put like a light green layer with darken, it does some crazy thing. And you can also, in a similar way, gradient masks, and you put those over your drawing, and some wacky stuff happens. And then after you see something you like, you can do it again. Add another layer, add a different gradient mask. And then from there, like if you find something you like, then after, like I don't typically just leave it like that. I'll work on it more because I'm probably not done. And then you refine the colors that came up. You can change them slightly. And then it just kind of happens like that. It's just like, mostly for me, it's experimentation. I don't like do color theory in my mind, or not on purpose at least. It's really a lot of experimentation and just winging it and having fun. And then sometimes like something weird will happen that you never would have like done on purpose, but it just looks good. And you're like, wow, and people are like, how did you think of that? I was like, I didn't, it just happened. With the gradient mask, it's kind of the same. When maybe this is like a better description or explanation of what I mean, is when I put my transparent marker over the entire drawing, it doesn't cover everything completely. It like just it alters the colors a little. Like putting this red is a semi-transparent red. And then it just does something cool like you don't expect, like this, you know? Like this one. This is orange, or like a fluorescent red, over just a black and white drawing. And that's kind of exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the digital way. It's all the same. So I outline these in black, and then I can go over it with my big thicken. And then I don't have to like waste my tiny little teeny tiny pen and like mess up the nib too. It's so satisfying. I always wanted to draw with poscas when I was younger in like high school, but I never knew, like my art in high school was mostly just pencil. Like I didn't draw with any color. So it was really pretty daunting to me to go straight in the poscas, which are also like have pretty harsh edges, which is something I also didn't do. It's so like graphic, which was very opposite of what I did. And I feel like to do graphic stuff, you have to be pretty confident in your lines to know what you're doing for it to look good. And I just didn't have that confidence yet. So, but now, and also they're like expensive. If you, well, you know, for a high schooler, they're not the most expensive marker compared to like Copics, which I also got some. I was like, okay, I actually only bought like 5 Copic markers for my Patreon drawings because I was like, well, you know, shoot, I might as well. And they're so expensive even still. Like when I was in high school, I was like, oh my god, I can't wait. Like you'd see artists with so many, like basically the entire library of Copic markers. Copic markers, whatever you want to call them. I was like, oh, like that's crazy because I'm a high schooler and I have like $11 in no bank account. But yeah, even as an adult, they're still so expensive. Wow, how are they so expensive? And they work good, but like, geez. I just wasn't meant for that lifestyle, I guess. Look how beautiful this is. Would it be ugly if I just left it like just the cranes and that's it? Kind of beautiful. Someone asked if I have any figurines or statues, and I don't really. That's just not really something I've ever been into. But you know what's kind of strange? I feel like ornaments, the ornament shouldn't be so restricted to just Christmas. I want to hang a little cute figurine, you know, from this or that all year round. Like I have a Adventure Time ornament. Like an ornament's kind of a toy on a string. An ornament is a figurine that you can suspend from the air. And no one talks about that. Okay. Look, it's kind of fun. Maybe we'll stop this one and come back to it. Someone asked my canvas size. They want good quality on their future imprint or Redbubble. The canvas, like the dimensions don't really matter that much. Let's put it this way. If you're gonna be printing these, make it the dimensions the size that you're gonna be printing, and then do at least 300 DPI. You want 11 by 17 or 13 by 19 or something like that. Make it 13 by 19, then make it the DPI 300 at least. I personally don't listen to my own advice. I just want my pictures to fit on Instagram and they still don't. I think my go-to size, I do 10 by 13, I do 500 DPI, I don't know why. But you just need at least 300 with whatever size that you're gonna be printing it. Someone asked if I have any tattoos. I don't. I don't know what I'd get, but I don't want to be stuck in a room with someone I don't know touching my body for like so long and I have to talk to them. It's like kind of my worst nightmare. It's just, and it's so expensive, which, you know, it should be, but I'm not gonna pay money to have someone hurt me for at least an hour and touch my body. Someone asked my favorite video game ever. I feel like it ought to be Red Dead Redemption, and I feel like it is Red Dead Redemption, but I've just played it too many times. Portal is really good. I could play that one so many times. Minecraft, probably. Minecraft's like the best game of all time, I'm pretty sure. Like I'd go as far as to speak for everyone. I don't like what I'm doing here. Can you tell? Let's start something else. Let's just put like another face here. Yeah, I played Minecraft when I was really young. I had to be like 12, and like they didn't have hunger. And then I remember when they introduced hunger, like that's honestly so new that I'd played for so long, and then when they introduced hunger, I was like, this is stupid, and I didn't play very much for like a long time. This guy's screaming, I have an arm. Like I can see it in my head, but like one of these, you know. Oh shoot. I don't like what I've done. Like the arm is like this, you know. Yeah, so I hope I'm not exposing myself, but I'm not that great at drawing. Or we can make them holding him. Maybe they're wrestling. It's so fun to draw a body like hunched over. Maybe this could be interesting. Maybe we'll make it like this. Does he need to have another arm? Because he only has one. Yeah, I always F it up adding another arm. This guy needs a nose. Someone asked, will you ever draw more of Karl Jacobs? I don't even know if I can get into it, honestly. Yeah, I would like to, and every day I want to. Do you think there was stand culture in the Mesopotamian era? In the Fertile Crescent? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's not normal. If you told me, like, in 2019 that the next year of my life would be an enormous pandemic followed by me becoming, like, obsessed with Minecraft YouTubers, you know, that's kind of like worst case scenario that no one could have ever expected. It doesn't feel right or Christian. I'm not gonna draw Karl Jacobs because, maybe mostly because it's embarrassing. Everyone was praying for me back in the day. I was trying to actively stop, like I deleted TikTok. But now, like, you know what they say, like, the first step to recovery is asking for help and realizing you have a problem. But the issue for me is that, like, I love it and I crave it and I can't stop because I don't want to stop. You know, I'm having a great time, and, you know, realistically maybe I should stop. So I'm gonna not draw Karl Jacobs, and I'm gonna say I'm not gonna, but anything's possible. Look how long it takes for me to draw these stupid little drawings. And now, like, I literally can't stop thinking about Minecraft YouTubers, like, in this very moment. And it doesn't help that I'm listening to the Minecraft soundtrack. So I'm just gonna try and read another question. First fandom you got into as a kid? Wow, that's a very appropriate question. So when I was in middle school, there was this girl in my class that I thought was cool and I wanted to be her friend. I knew that she liked Green Day. I was like, oh, I know Green Day, my parents listen to that. And then I found out her favorite song, and I was like, and then, like, one day in class I was like, oh yeah, this is my favorite song. And then she was like, wow, you're so cool. I was like, yeah, I know, right? And then, like, that was that. And then, like, accidentally could not stop for years. And I think that was, like, a fundamental, like, something shifted. Like, my fate changed that day. I'm not the same person. Who even knows what would have come of me. But also, maybe the first one, like, technically would have been Adventure Time. And I also started liking Adventure Time for another friend. And I'd never seen it before. And then I went home that day. I was like, yeah, let's watch Adventure Time. Even though, like, before I was like, I was kind of creeped out by it. When you're a child, you know, like, random humor was like avant-garde. Like, it's never been done. Sorry I wasn't drawing. I don't know what to do. You see, like, every single one's exactly the same. I run into the same problem. Maybe we need another bigger person in the background. And what if I did that? What if I drew it with a color? Like, maybe the back of a neck. Oh god, I don't know how to draw. That was not a good place to start off with. I feel like a chin goes here, maybe. And then we need an ear just to, like, know what's going on. Like, what part of the body is this? Is this a little too, like... It's kind of coming across, right? What if we put a hand right here? God, its hand's a bit too big, huh? And maybe we'll put like, should this be the dark focus? We give them hair, right? Black background for the huge person. Does he need another arm? I feel like we can't not give him an arm twice. Okay. Where's the other arm start here? And where should it go? Oh, we just have it hang down here and then have his hand on his lap. Right? Like, what if it's like this? Right, and then we could just like say that it's coming from like back. Have you guys seen Midnight Mass? I like literally cannot get over that show. It was so insane. And like, I like the other Hill House shows. I could not tell you a thing that happened. Like, I have no idea what the point. Well, no. I just don't remember at all anything that happened in The Haunting of Hill House. And then even less so can I tell you what happened in Bly Manor. But like, after Midnight Mass, I literally told everyone I know, like, the entire plot. Like my mom, because I know she's like never gonna watch that. And my dad's too scared. It was the craziest show I've ever seen in my entire life. I can't get over it. And like the whole, like, oh my god, the guy was just a simp the entire time. Like the entire thing, everything went down because there was a simp afoot. And I'd never even like really heard anyone talk about it. I'm always on the ground floor for these things. It's kind of epic. Is black gonna be a little too harsh, I think? Maybe it's kind of cool how it is. Someone said thoughts on Whiplash the movie. I haven't seen it. I've seen Black Swan, which is like the girl version. Is this good enough? It's kind of good as it is, right? Yeah, I haven't seen it. It seems like a I don't care about people like hurting themselves for the arts. I don't want to see men, you know, arguing each other because they're chefs and they're trying to cook the perfect spaghetti. It just doesn't intrigue me. This arm is certainly like not right? I'm just gonna not go over that area and I'm gonna leave it up to interpretation. Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't like movies, frankly. I'm too stupid. And not in like a way like, oh, someone tell me I'm not stupid. I generally don't understand metaphors. I'm not like artistically inclined. I don't understand music lyrics even. I live in a two-dimensional world. I don't have critical thinking, and I just would rather not say anything. Yeah. I'm sure it's a great movie though. Okay, I'm gonna say this is good. Someone asked, what made you decide to keep your identity hush hush? It was kind of just coincidental. My entire life I never take pictures and therefore don't post any pictures of myself. And then one day I was like, no one knows what I look like. That's kind of fun. And then I just took my name off my profile and that was that.